In this video, we are targeting the elusive white spotted Char diamond. And if this video helps you catch your diamond, please remember to give it a like, come back and let me know. Leave a comment on the video. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Here is my latest catch screen, starting with diamond number 1 at 1546. My first fish in that server. Next one at 1604, also a diamond. And a third at 1626, a third diamond in the same server. And then it was time for me to take a break, and my bite had dried up anyways. I came back in, tried again, 1914, a long window to find a second gold, 2156. I was taking some breaks in there, so it wasn't continuous. And by this point, I decided there's no way that a gold hook strategy works at this spot with this fish. Maybe later there'll be another spot found, but it's just not practical. So I went to a swap out strategy, started catching silvers, found out you get rainbow here too. Now there is a way around that, but I think it's better to fish them out. Here was a gold on the smaller hook, and then I flip back to check for the diamond, and boom, diamond number 4. Heck yeah. And then back to the 3. This surprised me. I caught it to see what it was. Should have guessed, but I got an instant bite, and I wasn't 100% sure what in the world was here. Thought maybe it was a snakehead. I wasn't sure. Couple of rainbows, and then back to the char, and that's when I quit to make the video. Let's take a quick look at the white spotted char. For the traits, easily spooked and a sun lover, so we are going to want to be in the daylight hours. Quick look at the bait and lure preferences. What jumps out at me is pellets regular. Pearl barley and corn can all be used as chum. Pellets regular doesn't cross with other fish in this area, and red worm is a possibility for cleaning out multiple types of fish since it crosses with a lot of fish. Here is my primary setup, the exhale feeder rod, and this seems strange since it's not a bottom fish. However, we want to use pellets to exclude other fish in the area, so it is the right choice. It's very shallow here, so it makes very little difference in the location we're going to use. I like the exhale. The maximum white char that's been caught is a little over 50 pounds, so 33 pounds gives you a pretty good fight. You can certainly use stronger ones if you like, but it wasn't a problem at all for me to get it in on that. I chose the Pure Champion to line up with the 33 pound. You can certainly use a lesser drag, just going to be a tougher fight. I use 33 pound drag, any sinker will do. The important part, 2/0 gold hook, and combine with pellets regular. This is going to be a swap out strategy, so a second setup is needed. I chose the local rod that you get with the Ainu Adventure in this Japan map. If you need any help with that, I do have a nice guide video you can certainly watch. It is 39.68 pounds. I combined it with the reel. The drag's a little light, but that's fine. Might as well master it. I wanted to master both of them. 38 pound fluorocarbon, waggler bobber to move less, size 3 bronze hook, and red worm. Here's the first time people may get a little grumpy with me with this strategy. I used 3 different pieces of equipment for bait feeding. The first being the simple hand with pearl barley. That's what I chose to start. The second being the long catapult, which you can buy with in-game funds, but it's expensive. Also pearl barley to start. The third one being the medium catapult. And of course, again, starting with pearl barley. The location we are going to be using is the only location where the white spotted char diamond has been found to date. It is northwest of the post office. So here is the post office. You are going to want to grab a Jeep from this location, drive it across this path, and up into the point where you see I've parked my Jeep. Now, that Jeep does come into play because you need it not only as a fast travel point, but also as a restock for the chum. The first night of the Japan release, I was fishing this location and, much to my surprise, caught the chum salmon. It is a possibility for you here on the redworm that we're going to use as part of the strategy. However, it's certainly not the main focus of this video, and at another time, I'm sure I'll do a separate focused chum salmon diamond, but I will show my chum salmon diamond in the montage if you want to see it caught at this location. And I just wanted you to be aware that this is also a possibility with this strategy. I do believe that the time window is tight and critical for this strategy for a number of reasons. So I do recommend that you turn off multiplayer as you see here. It's certainly not a requirement. What is, in my opinion, is to target a morning server as you see here, and we will start at 0600. And the time window that I was successful in was fairly tight. The other thing I'll say is, including myself, a number of people caught the diamond right after the spawn in. So I think it's good to be offline for this one, even though personally I'd rather fish online with my friends. I'm not going to say you can't get it online. I guarantee you can. You certainly can. But this just helps you lock in that time window. So take your choice there. If you're fishing with friends, by all means, see if you can get a morning server that stays in and around the 0600 and doesn't teleport you too far forward or too far back if you're going to go with the online strategy. A couple more things come into play. How long do you want to stay and keep fishing here? I found that I was getting predominantly the white char earlier, and as the day went on, I started getting more of the other fish. Now, don't forget, you can pull your bait out of storage, and the good news is they actually fixed the bug that used to cause you to lose your bait when you moved it in. That's fixed, so this is now a more viable, although I did have a workaround and a video on how to do that. The good news is you don't need that anymore. So the interesting thing is I was finding my bite rate dropping off and my rate of catching other fish to happen by around 0900, which is coincidentally around the time I was running out of chum without going back to my Jeep. So up to you if you want to keep on going and see if you can catch one later in the day. By all means, give it a shot. Let me know, leave a comment if that works for you. At this point, when I ran out of chum, I fast traveled back to the post office and started over again in a new morning server. I'm not going to tell you that's a requirement by any means. I suspect it's not. But again, I was trying to focus down to a window where I knew for sure, having caught 4 diamonds, that they were there. Now, 3 of them were caught earlier in the server between 0600 and 0700. My fourth one was around 0830. So I'm pretty comfortable with that window up until about 0900. And again, that's when I started getting the timing and rainbows and all kinds of other stuff and a lot less char. Huge shout out to Triggers from the official Angler Discord. As I often do when I'm targeting a fish, I will look through the trophy gallery and see where others have been successful, when, what they used, and his post jumped out. I saw he was using 2-aught occasionally to check for the diamond. That's something I like to do as well. So I came close to using the same strategy he did. The big difference I did is I recommend that you start with the 2/0 gold hook, check the entire area, then switch over to the float with a 3 red worm, check the area again, farm out some smaller ones, and then back to the 2/0. So I increased the emphasis on the 2/0, and as you'll see, 4 diamonds were the result. This technique is one of the more complex ones that I will ever describe in a video, so you certainly don't have to follow everything I suggest. But get out of your Jeep, run up to the point. I like to grab my long catapult, and this is where it's going to come into play. If you don't have it, you just aren't going to be able to target as wide of an area. I missed a little bit, but that's okay. Go to max, get out your bottom feeder with the 2/0 pellets and put it up by that bait ball. That allows you to target that long distance river area, and I did catch 2 of my diamonds way over there. Now, this is just showing you the technique. The chances of me getting a nibble fast enough to make this video not painful are not real great because the bite rate on these fish is pretty horrible, especially using the 2/0 hook. So I hope you have patience. Even with the swap out strategy, you are not going to catch a lot of fish in this area. You can certainly, at least the targeted fish, you could certainly go to smaller hooks, catch a lot of other fish, but we are targeting the white spotted char diamond. So I'm doing everything I can to catch that, not catch as many fish as possible in this video. So if that's not your speed, I guess you can watch somebody else's video or try your own technique. So half a bait ball is plenty for me at this point for the purposes of the video. Now, I certainly would wait out about 30 seconds past that chum. It's not really a bait ball. Next, I am going to grab my medium. I'm going to shoot it down this river just a little bit. So not long distance. And then I'm going to grab my bottom rig 2/0 pellets again, and I'm going to do a flip cast. So if you don't know how to do that, I'm using controller. I hold down the left trigger, and then I just push forward instead of going back. And it gets me about a half distance cast that gets me right at that bait ball. Again, for the video, I'll give it half the chum distance. I don't have a lot of hope that we'll get a quick bite because this is a slow process. So play on your phone, do whatever you like to do. I like to check the Discord while I'm waiting for these. It would be nice if I got lucky and got a bite here. If you watch my videos, you know I don't cheese them. Whatever I get when I'm doing the technique is what I get. So I was pretty shocked yesterday or last night when I was doing the Japanese dace and got a diamond on the cast technique section. So, all right, that's half the chum. Then I go to the middle, back to the medium again, around 60 feet, back to my 2/0, flip cast. And again, go 30 to 60 seconds past the expiration of your bait. Hopefully you've stocked up on all your chum, corn, pearl barley, and pellets, and made sure that you did your storage for your Jeep as well, although that's not absolutely required because the later time in the day is when I start to see the more nuisance fish. So come on, game, be nice to me. I guess I got lucky yesterday, so probably not going to get lucky, especially on this one because this is a very tough target. Excuse me, losing my voice. Making this one late at night so I can put it out tomorrow. It has taken a long time to test this strategy and find something that I can comfortably recommend to you. So again, don't do what I just did and quit. But I just want to show you my fourth spot is max short over this way. Again, we're going to check with 2-aught. That wasn't my best cast, so let me redo that one. A little longer than I want, but that's fine. You can quick cast on that one. And we'll check over there. I did not get one of my 4 diamonds here. I got one to the right, one in the middle, and 2 long. Not that it matters. Yours could be in any of these spots. Now the chum I did get over here to the left. That was at night, not in a morning server. And looks like we're going to go half the bait ball. So I don't think the diamond or a gold is here, but they could have spawned in with the rest of the bait windows. I certainly sat quite a few minutes and then did have either a gold or a diamond hit even after the bait ball expired. Although, again, I only wait not quite a minute. So I'm going to go ahead and see if we can get something there with the second strategy. And that is the 3 red worm. We'll see if we get anything. Again, even using a bronze hook, it's not a hot bite rate. You could get crab, you could get rainbow, and I even got a time in, but that one was when I went later in the day. So we do have a nibble. It's probably going to be a bronze char. Oh, this is something small. Yeah, probably a bronze char. Yep. There you go. So all I do at that point is try and fish out some smaller fish and hope that the diamonds spawn. I'll use what's left of that bait ball, and then I'll go back through the order again. So I'd go back to the long one, max cast with this. And then once I've gone once around with the 3, guess what I'm going to do? Go right back to the 2-aught strategy. You could, if you wanted to, use pellets on another bottom rig and get only the white spotted char. I don't think it hurts anything to farm out the other fish, so that's why I went with that strategy. So again, all I'm going to do at this point, back to the long. We'll throw it way down there, try to aim for the middle of the river. Not bad, that's actually pretty good. Back to the 3 red worm. Gonna put it out by that bait ball. It's okay if you're not real close to it. I think it's actually a good thing if it's a little further than where your bait is. It should pull fish within the range of recognizing your bait. And that's all we're looking for. That's all there is to the technique. One of the more complex ones I'll recommend. Again, I hope you have patience, because as you see, even with the bronze hook, it's just not a common bite. So settle in and relax. I hope you enjoy this one, because man, what a pain. Not one of my favorite fish, but it is very cool, fun to catch. Just not that common, even using a bronze hook. Maybe better strategies will be found later down the road. As you saw, I got 4 diamonds, so it definitely works. If you're looking for the diamond, this will do it. But if you're looking for a farm, this is not one I would recommend. So with that, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you catch your diamond, or I helped you in any way, please remember to give it a like. I always appreciate it if you come back and leave comments. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Happy fishing. Have a good one.